Hey kids, this is Mr. Cozy and this is video 63. We are continuing talking about transforming sine graphs, this time looking at vertical shift and looking at how vertical shift interacts with amplitude. So let's get started. If you recall from when we talked about transformations, a vertical shift is what happens when you add something outside of a function. That's a vertical shift. And we see vertical shifts, something like a 2 plus sine of x. Here, sine is shifted up 2 units because it's being added on outside of sine. Okay? So how does this extra 2 change the graph of sine? Well, if you recall, when we graphed sine of x, first of all, our x-axis isn't going to change. Oops, wrong color. Our x-axis isn't going to change. I'm going to mark up my x-axis in the same way that I did previously. Every mark is worth a quarter of the period. And I do my sine dance starting at 0, middle up, middle down, middle up, middle down. What's going to be different is this vertical shift is going to change where my middle is. Normally, my middle is the x-axis, but because everything is shifted up 2, the middle of my sine wave is now here at 2. Okay, so when I talk about starting in the middle, I'm going to start here instead of at the x-axis. Now, the amplitude of sine is 1. Okay, so this graph has an amplitude of 1. That's taken from the middle, meaning from the middle, from 2, I'm going to go up 1 to 3 and down 1 to 1. Okay. Unlike my other graphs of sine, this graph will never ever go below the x-axis because my middle is 2 and my amplitude is only 1. I only go down 1 from my middle. Okay? Vertical shift changes where your middle is. Amplitude is always taken from the middle. I can't stress this enough. Having that straight, I can now do my sine dance. Middle, which is 2, up, which is 3. Middle, down, middle. There's my sine wave. And if I keep it going, there we go. There we go. So a vertical shift changes where the middle is. Okay? Let's look at another example. Let's look at -1 plus 3 sine of x. Okay? So every mark on the x-axis is going to be worth a quarter of the period. For absolutely no reason whatsoever, I've decided to make 3 marks worth a quarter of my period. I'm doing that because all of my other graphs I use 2, and I want you to see that you can mix it up. Okay. Now my middle is right here. -1. That's my vertical shift. I can use as many blocks as I want for that, but I need to be careful because my amplitude is 3. So let's say right here is -1, one block. This is my middle. From the middle, from -1, I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 3 to what's this mark here worth? This is going to be worth 2 because that's 3 away from -1. Up 3 to 2, down 3 to -4. Okay. And now I just do my sine dance, starting here at the middle. Middle, up, middle, down, middle. Keep it going. Going back down, back to the middle, back up, back to the middle. And then you just smooth it out. There you go. Okay, let's look at one more example. Let's look at 3 minus 2 sine of x. Okay. Now, my middle is +3. Don't let this negative mess you up. This negative is actually on the amplitude. Okay? So my vertical shift, my VS vertical shift is 3. My middle, my center line is 3. Okay? Let's mark up. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Let's mark up my x-axis. There we go. My middle is 3. Here we go. That's my center line. My amplitude is still 2 because it's the absolute value of the number that's multiplied with sine. I have a -2 times the sine. My amplitude is still +2, meaning from my middle, I'm going to go up 2 blocks to 5. That's my high mark. Down 2 blocks to 1. That's my low mark. This negative means that I'm reflected, meaning that when I do my sine dance, I'm going to exchange my highs and my lows. If this were a plus sign, I would go middle, up, middle, down. I would do something like this. Okay? It's not a plus, it's a minus, so I'm exchanging my highs and my lows. Middle, and instead of up, I'm going down. Middle, down, middle, up, middle. And then I just keep that wave going on the other side. Here's my sine graph. Okay? So if there's a minus after the vertical shift, that minus is on the amplitude. If the vertical shift is negative, you'll see the minus before it. If it's after, that's on the amplitude, and that's a reflection. All right? Okay. We're going to talk about more of this tomorrow, but I think this is enough to start. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.